So I welcome you all who are participant in this meeting. Just now I has initiated, but my internet connection was lost, so I will just restart from the beginning. Today we are having presentation in NAM. NAM is one type of forum, international forum, or it is a group of developing nation. It harbors 120 developing nation. NAM stands for non-alignment movement. So we'll move to the background of NAM. You can see here NAM is the group, or it is an international forum which holds 120 developing nation. This nation was originated after Second World War. After Second World War, the globe was divided into two poles, or we can say it as a bipolar globe in the respect of power, global power, that two nations arise as a global leader after Second World War that ended in 1945. One was old Russian Federation, and second was United States of America. So there was one type of confusion, and there was dilemma between the developing nation where to support, to whom to support, whether they would go in the favor of United States of America, whether they would support to the old Russian Federation. So there were two security alliances, one that is headed by United States of America, which is known as NATO, which is still relevant. And there was another type of security alliance, or one type of group. That group was headed by old Russian Federation, which is known as Warsaw Pact, which is not in the existence now. So the other developing nation of the world were just they were seeking what to do, to which nation they should take part, or what to do. They were in the confusion. So they make one type of forum, international forum. They just united together, and they finally decided not to take part to any of the security alliances that is headed by United States of America, NATO, and they also decided not to join the Warsaw Pact, which was in the leadership of old Russian Federation. So this type of group of the developing nation is known as NAM. It can be also taken as one type of principle. It can be also taken as one type of movement which just began after Second World War. So this is the one type of group, after a group of largest group after United Nations, which hold all the states. There are many groups. You can see the World Bank, you can see International Forum. Around 189 members are in IMF and World Bank. But regarding the group of the state, it is the largest organization after United Nations. So this group was initiated in the leadership of Asia, Africa. Both the Asian and African developing countries were united together for this NAM. The Asian Africa Conference that held on Bandung, Indonesia in 1995 was the first step to establish the non-alignment movement. The first beginning of this beginning of this NAM movement that arose from the Bandung Conference, which held in 1955. After 10 years of World War, there was a scenario of Cold War that took place after Second World War, from 1945-46 to 1990. In that Cold War, the whole world was divided into two global powers. That was the United States of America, and another power was Russian Federation. United States of America was a capitalist state. It was just spreading its capitalism around the world, and the Russian Federation was also just spreading its political influence, the communism, around the other countries or other nation of the world. So the rest of the nation, developing nation, they decided together they together held a conference, and they decided they would not take part to the United States of America. They would not take part to the old Russian Federation, because the one of the causes of world war, the two world war, was groupism. There was allies power and axis powers. So the groupism, they just created, they resulted into the war. So to prevent the war, they have decided to not to take part to any of the global power. So to maintain peace, they has decided to be just neutral, so that they could not join any of the powerful nation for the war in the future, because they have been, all the nations of world were very much devastated due to the both the world wars, due to the untold sorrow and many casualties and many loss of properties. So this Bandung Conference in 1955, it laid the foundation of this NAM movement. The sixth year after the Bandung Conference in 1961, the summit of the non-alignment movement was held in Yugoslavia, Belgrade in Yugoslavia, with the participants of 25 head of state and the government of Asia and Africa. At the beginning, the meeting was held in Bandung, Indonesia. After 6 years of that meeting, the second conference was held in Belgrade in Yugoslavia in 1961. And there were 25 nations that participate in this conference, this summit of Belgrade. They were the member state from Asia and Africa continent, and His Majesty King Birendra Bir Bikram Saade from Nepal participate in that summit, which held in Belgrade. So the term non-alignment movement first appeared in the fifth conference in 1976. The summit of NAM were irregular. They were just per annum. They were held in year-wise, but it was not a continuous pattern that they would held every year. There is frequent discontinuation in the summit of the NAM, and this name non-alignment movement was appeared for the first time after the fifth conference in 1976, where participation countries are denoted as the member state of the movement. So it is not an organization, rather it is a movement. So the participating members are known as the member of this movement, known as the NAM movement. So to go further, we can see that the NAM movement has no any permanent headquarter. It has no any secretariat or executive body, but the coordinating bureau is the main body of NAM. There is a body which coordinates the different 120 nations of this movement, and which operates on the permanent basis and regulates the internal coordination activities within this organization or group. So there is a coordinating bureau. The NAM coordinates its member unified position in the United Nations bodies through the bureau, and bureau is led by the permanent representative of chairman in office to the United Nations. So this bureau, which coordinates among the NAM nations, is just headed or it leaded by the permanent representative of chairman in office of United Nations. So it has also this NAM non-alignment movement has also good relation or coordination with the United Nations. So at present there are 120 states, nations, and there are 70 states as an observer state. 120 are the member state, and 17 nation or state are the observer states or nation, and 10 are the international organizations such as ADB and other international institutions currently in this movement called NAM. So world order was bipolar after during the phase of Cold War, and the superpowers United States of America has NATO Security Alliance, and USSR had the Warsaw Pact as a security alliance. So there was Havana Declaration in 1979, after this conference, after this movement, this name became a bit active than the past years. So there was one declaration known as the declaration that held in Havana. So the purpose of this declaration was that the nations, all the nation in the NAM should be independent. They should not be influenced by the another nations. As United States was influencing many countries by the spreading of capitalism, and Russian Federation was also influencing many nations to make the countries in their favor by the political ideology of a communism. Before that, there was colonization, and you can see the European nations such as Britain, such as Dutch and Portuguese were just colonizing the world. So this Havana Declaration, after the Second World War, there was a ripple of decolonization, and this Havana Declaration has proposed that all the nation which are the member state of the NAM movement should be independent from any other powers, any other countries, or any other states. They should have their sovereignty. The sovereignty refers to the supreme power within the defined territory, in the sense that if Nepal has sovereign right over its state, then Nepal can do its monopolistic or its own. Nepal can execute its law, and it enforce a law, and it can enforce the law within its defined territory. So sovereignty is synonymous to the supreme power within some sort of defined territory. So the Havana Conference also proposed the security. All the nations should be secure. They should be free from the influence of the security alliance of NATO. They should be free from the security alliance of Warsaw Pact, which was in the leadership of old Russian Federation. So the another declaration, the Havana Declaration, another purpose was territorial integrity, that a nation should not be divided into further smaller fragments, so that there should be territorial integrity within the nation which are the member of this NAM movement. So these were the proposals. With taking these purposes in the consideration, there was Havana Declaration in 1979, which was just the continuation of the NAM movement, which was just initiated in 1995 from Bandung, Indonesia. So the name just raised some sort of struggles, the struggles such as imperialism, colonialism. Imperialism is one type of domination. It is a influence which is less powerful than the colonialism. So there was not a direct colonialism. There was imperialism, the imperialism from the United States of America in the nation, other developing nation, and from the old Russian Federation as well. So new colonialism, the pattern of colonialism was changed, that previously the other nation, European nation, just attacked to the developing nation. They attacked India, and they attacked, they also had attacked to the United States of America and many other nations. So the pattern of this colonialism was changed. They just influenced, rather than colonialism, there was imperialism, that the other powerful nation influenced the other developing nation in the political scenario, in the economic perspective, and in the cultural influence. So the pattern of these NAM countries should just resist, or they should be prevented from all these types of influences. So another struggle for the NAM. Some NAM movement was the racism. There was extreme racism in the African nation. There was also racism, the differences in different cultures and different societies, in the groups and in the religion. There were many wars in the name of group religion. So it was a struggle for NAM to overcome these types of issues. Another, the hegemony. Hegemony is also similar to the imperialism and domination, and the aggression of the United States of America and the aggression of Russia, that just heavily directly impacted upon the developing nations like Nepal, India, and other nations during that period. So the name raised its voice against the disarmament, that's saying that there should not be the stockpile of the nuclear weapons that is usually practiced by the developed nations such as USSR and United States of America. So the NAM countries united together for stopping the production and stockpiling of the nuclear weapons. So these are the founding fathers of NAM summit. You can see there was all the in this summit, the first summit, His Majesty King Birender Bir Bikram Sade from Nepal also took participation. There were altogether 25 member states from African continent and Asian continent, and these are the major leaders of the who initiated the NAM movement from Egypt, Ghana, Jawaharlal Nehru from India, and Ahmad Sukarno from Indonesia, Joseph Borjo Taro from Yugoslavia. So these are the founding fathers of NAM. They just get together in Bandung conference in 1955 in Indonesia, and they just agreed not to take to any parties. They agreed not to take part to the United States of America and old Russian Federation. So they set themselves independent from the ideologies and the principle and the partnership to the partnership in the any security alliance to the Russian Federation and old United States of America. So the basis of this NAM movement is relied upon the principle of Panchseel. The foreign policy of Nepal also adopt this Panchseel as a guiding principle. Also, the foreign policy of Nepal also adopt non-alignment movement as a fundamental principle of foreign policy of Nepal. So Panchseel and NAM are the principle that shape the foreign policy of Nepal. The principle of Panchseel was came into existence in 1954 after the Chow Rai, the Chancellor of China, People's Republic of China, and the Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, they made a treaty between India and Sino-Indian treaty between India and China, and that treaty they agreed to have the bilateral relation or their diplomatic relation by the using the principle of Panchseel. So this principle of Panchseel just where the agreement between the China and India in 1954 treaty, the treaty between India and China. Later, this principle were also the foundation for the NAM movement that took place in 1955. So this Panchseel principle tells that there should be mutual respect for the each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty, that the member state of the this NAM movement should respect each other's territorial integrity. They should respect the border area of the each other nation, and they should also respect the sovereign power of the member state of this NAM summit. The principle of non-aggression, there should not be any type of penetration, any type of aggression, any type of war like scenario between the member state of this NAM movement. The third principle according to Panchseel, which was the basis principle for the NAM foundation, is the mutual mutual non-interference in each other's internal affair. There should not be any interference, there should not be any aggression, there should not be any penetration in the internal affairs of any nation within this NAM moment. So third principle according to the fourth principle according to the Panchseel is equality and mutual benefit. All the members serving the NAM movement are equal, they are sovereign power, and they should coordinate among each other with respect to the mutual benefit and mutual cooperation. So the fifth principle of fifth principle holded by Panchseel is peaceful coexistence. All the relation and all the activities in the nations in the member state of NAM should be in the peaceful and cooperative manner. So peace must be existed. Peace should be exist in the manner, in the activities, and in the relation of this NAM countries and nation. So these are the principle of Panchseel. These five principles are known as the principle Panchseel, which were first held between the treaties between China and India, and later this principle of Panchseel laid the foundation and giving birth to the NAM movement. So the purpose and principle of NAMs are: the founding principle of NAM are the principle of Panchseel. After the development of NAM, there were the addition of the principle, the responsibility, and the scope and the criteria of NAM just increased during the phase of Cold War. So the other purposes and principle of NAM are herein. They are the respect of the fundamental rights, objective, and the principle of Charter of United Nations. So this is the principle that is holded by the foreign policy of Nepal as well. The foreign policy of Nepal holds the principle of Panchseel. The foreign policy of Nepal holds the principle of human right and following the objective and the principle of Charter of United Nations. So NAM is also having the similar principle. Not only Nepal, but the many of the developing nations are having the similar type of principle in their similar type of principle for guiding their foreign policies. The next purpose and principle of NAM is a respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of a state, which is also the principle within the five principle of Panchseel. A third purpose and principle of NAM is the recognition of the equality and all equality among all races and the equality among all nations, both large and small. So the third principle and purpose of this non-alignment movement is that there should not be any discrimination in the name of race, in the name of religion, and in the name of size of any country. Any country can be small or big, but it should not be discriminate. The one country should not discriminate any country, seeing all this, any races, in the name of any races, in the name of any religion, in the name of any territorial size and military strength. So the another purpose and principle of NAM can be here seen that non-intervention and non-interference in the internal affairs of another country, which is also same as the principle of Panchseel. The fifth purpose and principle of NAM, here we can see that respect for the right of every nation to defend itself either individually or collectively in the let me see this, the slide is hide, collectively in the conform, sorry, in the conform with the Charter of United Nations. So if there is any dispute or if there is any kind of misunderstanding between the nations, so each nation, each member state of this NAM movement can just protect themselves. They can defend themselves from the other nations. They can just initiate this type of, they can seek for their rights to the United Nations. They can go individually and they can go collectively. So this is the principle that and the purpose of just initiating this NAM movement. So another purpose or principle, we can see that non-use of collective defense powers to benefit the specific interest of any of the great powers. So the NAM was founded for the purpose of not taking part to any of the security alliance, whether it be the NATO or whether it's the Warsaw Pact. So it is saying, or it is forbidding that there should not be use of any collective force to support the interest of any great powers, which is referring to the old Russian Federation and United States of America. The seventh proposed or the principle of NAM can be the refraining from the act and the threats of the aggression to use of the force in against the territorial integrity, political independence of any country, and none is the oppressor by the any country against the any country. So there should not be the blockade, there should not be the warfare, there should not be the grievism for the war between the two nations. So this can be also said that there should not be the penetration, there should not be the interference of one nation to the internal affairs of the other nation. So this can be the another purpose and principle of NAM. The eighth one we can see here is the settlement of international disputes and by peaceful means, such as negotiation, conciliation, arbitration, and the judicial settlement, as well as the peaceful means of the parties on choice, conformity with the Charter of United Nations. So if there is any dispute, if there is any disagreement in the borders or in the between the two nations, so this NAM seeks for the peaceful settlement of the dispute. This seeks for the conciliation between the, there should be the coordination between the country, there should be the arbitration, there should be the mediation, also there should be the judicial settlement. So all the disputes, all the disagreements should be just sought out in the peaceful manner, is the proposition, or the it can be the principle of NAM. Another one is the promotion of mutual interests and cooperation between the nation. This NAM seeks for the promotion of mutual understanding, interest of the similar developing nation, and the cooperation among themselves. So another principle or another purpose of NAM can be respect for the justice and in the justice and international obligation. If any international institution is saying something to any nation, that the nation of the NAM should obey to the international institution. So there should be respect to the justice, and there should be respect for the international organizations such as United Nations and International Court of Justice. So these are the general principle and the purposes of for establishment of the this NAM movement. So there is irregularity in the NAM summit. You can see that first summit of NAM was held in Belgrade. First summit was held in Belgrade in 1961. Second summit was in United Arab Republic, that is Cairo. The third summit of NAM was in Zambia. And similar wise, you can see the summit of NAM, and up to till the date there are 18 summit. And in the 18th summit, his Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, KP Sharma Oli from Nepal, visited to the Azerbaijan, Baku, Azerbaijan, which is also the member state of this NAM movement. So from the 15th summit, which was held in Egypt, there is a provision of just keeping slogan for the summit. The 15th summit says the slogan that international solidarity for peace and development. And the 18th summit, which was held in Azerbaijan, this summit has also the slogan, but I can't see here due to the I'll just try to just expand it. Sorry for delay. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm not being able to just point out the, let me do one thing. Okay, we can see the upholding of the Bandung principle to ensure the concrete and the adequate responses to the challenges of the contemporary world. There are many issues and challenges in the contemporary world. So this 18th summit is focusing the principle, the issues, the challenges that were in the Bandung conference, and the principle of Bandung were the above dealt. We have dealt and we have seen the proposal and the principle that were in the NAM summit. To uphold those principles, to hold and to just push forward those principles, and to cope with to fight with the challenges of the contemporary world, such as the poverty and such as climate change, this NAM summit held in the Azerbaijan of Baku. So at present, the relevance of NAM is for the following reasons. As NAM was the one type of movement that came into existence after the Second World War, during the phase of Cold War. But there is the Cold War has ended now. There is no Cold War. So what is the relevance, or what is the importance or the significance of NAM at present day is that NAM is responsible for world peace. The 120 member state of NAM, they come together for a year, or they can be get together within 2 years or within a year. There is no pattern, there is no permanent headquarters, though these countries, 120 states of the world, are uniting. The states from the Africa, the states from the Asia are united together for the purpose of world peace, maintaining world peace and order, and fighting against the issues such as disarmament and terrorism. So the another relevance of NAM can be seen that they advocate for the territorial integrity and respect for each other's sovereignty, and that all the member states in the NAM are the sovereign power in the world. No any nation, smaller or larger, can differentiate any nation. There should be equal treatment to the all nation of the NAM. Similar, likewise, the NAM is relevant for the rights of the third world nation and interest of the developing nation, that the third world nation are not having the easy and equal access of trade. So this nation should be provisioned well in the respective and in the purpose of the trade and commerce with the other developed nation of the world. This NAM is also supporting to the United Nations in maintaining peace, human rights, and equality, as NAM is the second largest union and organization after the United Nations. So NAM is relevant for equitable world order. So it is fighting against terrorism, disarmament, so maintaining the peace in the world. So it can be also said that NAM is relevant for equitable or peace in the world. It is advocating for SDGs. SDGs we can see in the next slide, and it is also relevant for the economic growth and ease in the trade for the member state of NAM. So these are 17 SDGs in which also NAM is doing some effort in each year in